Hi, I'm Jesse, and today we are here to talk about how to get a job when you have no experience. It's the classic chicken or the egg problem. Like, you don't have experience to get the experience that you need to get the experience for people who say they want experience from you. And this advice applies to people who have a work history and who just want to shift into a completely different career, or for people who have no work history whatsoever. I'm going to give you 3 tips. Okay, really, it's 4 because if you stay to the end, of course, like you get a bonus tip. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive right into it. One thing you can do is volunteer. And this does not necessarily have to be within the same industry that you're interested in getting into. It can just be volunteering for literally anything. And that's because a lot of employers, they want to see that the person that they're hiring at least takes the initiative, do something. That's better than having no work history. It's better than having nothing, or better than having 0 skills that can apply to the new industry that you are interested in. So when you're looking for volunteer work, at least have it be something to where some skills that you would be learning as part of that volunteer work can overlap into the industry that you're wanting to get into. I'm a big fan of Venn diagrams. See the overlap of skills that you have or will acquire in your volunteer work versus the skills that your new job or new career is going to require. Just do whatever you can do to position yourself so that you're taking a step forward into the skills that would be beneficial to your new employer. Now, not all of these tips are going to apply to people who are students or who are graduates, but this one will. So if this doesn't apply to you, just skip to the next tip. The second tip has to do with whether you are in a college or university, or whether you are a halfway recent grad of a college or university. And if that's the case, then go to the career services department. Any college or university is going to have a career services department. And frankly, if they don't, you should complain to somebody at the admin level about that because they should have it. Chances are yours will. And they are paid literally to help you out in your job search. You can sit with somebody, make an appointment, sit with them, and you can tell them explicitly what your goals are. What is it that you want to do? And they will make recommendations and help work with you to form a path for you to get where you want to go. Tip number 3 has nothing to do with being in formal higher education, but you can take classes. They can be online. It doesn't even matter. Take classes, get a little certification here and there. Again, just sort of similar to what I said about volunteer work, that will give you the skills needed in order to help propel you into your new career. And by the way, if you're not too sure exactly what specific skills are going to be required by the new industry that you're wanting to get into, go to Indeed or LinkedIn and look up any of the job descriptions. And you actually have to read the whole thing or plug a whole bunch of them into ChatGPT. It doesn't matter. You want to get the similar keywords that are being used in these job descriptions because there are patterns. You need to pick up on those patterns so that you can be using the same or very similar keywords in your resume. And you want to develop those skills through classes, but they don't necessarily have to be at a college or university. What's great is a lot of employers now, it's slightly trending away from requiring a bachelor's, which I think is a good thing because there are so many very talented people out there and they're hard workers, but they don't have a bachelor's. And so many people with a bachelor's are not doing anything even remotely close to their major. Like the degree that they got. So who cares? I mean, the bachelor's kind of becomes sort of worthless, with a few exceptions, of course. If you're an engineer, you probably need that background. And then, of course, it's important to be pre-med if you want to go into med and so on and so forth. But for most people, that's just not the case. And employers just want to see that you finished something that was challenging and difficult and time consuming. That's okay. Whatever, take an online class and that should be fine. That will help you get where you need to go. There might even be free ones out there. So just use your little friend Google and find them. Quick interruption. If you like the content of this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I tackle topics of career advice and how to get a job and everything under the sun when it comes to jobs and careers. I answer your questions and I'm here to share my experience too so that you don't have to learn the hard way. So please subscribe, like, and comment. And I really do appreciate it. It does help this channel out. My fourth and final tip is to just lie a little bit. Just kidding. How could you even think that I would make that recommendation? What you want to do is make yourself a little bit vulnerable. All right. And I know that the younger people can sometimes be very uncomfortable with this. I really don't blame people for that. You want to go on your socials. You can either post, hey, I'm interested in this new career, or I'm looking for this or that. If you don't feel comfortable doing that because you have a current employer, you're afraid that they're going to see it, then either you can block them from that particular post if that's possible, or do a search for not necessarily people who are holding the same title that you want to hold, but who are at least adjacent to that title. Go on LinkedIn, there's a little search window, and you can search for somebody who can help you with the thing that you're wanting to become. They can give you tips on how to get there. I find that when random strangers reach out to me, but they do so in an authentic way, I am very receptive and open to helping them. There are so many bots that reach out to us, especially those of us who are further along in our careers. We get so much noise, so much trash, and it's very rare that we get an authentic connection. So when we see that somebody is trying to connect with us in an authentic way, it kind of brightens our day a little bit, and we naturally want to help those people. So how can you do that? Well, in an authentic way, you could authentically say, hey, I need your help. Well, that's not very powerful. It's not going to be very effective, because everybody who wants my help, I can't possibly help every individual who comes out to me. I just can't. I don't have the time or the energy. And it's really not very fair to demand an expert's time like that. But you can start building a relationship. This takes a little bit of time, but it doesn't have to take too long. So you can say, hey, obviously connect with them and follow them. You have to do that, because if you don't do that, then if you say, hey, I really like your stuff, it's not going to come across as meaningful. So connect with them, follow them, reach out to them via a little message and say, hey, I saw your most recent post on blah, blah, blah. Actually, talk about the substance of their post. I really liked it because it resonated with me, since I am ABC123, give your reasons. But you make that connection. You try to say, hey, we have things in common. Or you talked about how you struggle with, time management. And goodness, that's something I've been really struggling with, especially as I'm trying to move into this new career. I was wondering if you might have any pointers. Don't even say like, oh, I was wondering if you might have time to like Zoom. That's going too fast. You don't want to do that. You want to slow roll it so that you don't seem so like desperate and eager. And so it's clear that you're not going to be taking advantage of that person's time. But make those authentic connections slowly but surely, and they will help you. And it's not that and it's really important that you understand, you're not connecting with them to ask for a job. Goodness gracious, do not make that mistake. You are connecting with them in order to get advice on how you could follow a similar road, or if they would give you any pointers about different steps you should take along your path. There's a saying that if you want money, ask for advice. If you want advice, ask for money. And a very similar thing could apply here. If you want a job, ask for advice. And if you want advice, ask for a job. But sometimes if you just straight up ask for a job, you're just going to get a door slammed in your face, and that's not good. So those are my 4 tips for you. Now that we're at the end, and before you leave, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. It really does help this channel out. We're a brand new channel and trying to build this up in order to reach more people and to help people just like you seamlessly navigate all of the steps of your career. Let me know if you have a topic that you want me to address, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, ciao.